All right, so this is my 22 Am Defender HD9 DPS cab, and when we're driving, when we hit a certain RPM or a speed, it's typically a speed on the road, I'll get this annoying rattle up front here, and the wife would end up putting her foot on the cup holder, which is, I have that off, and it'll stop, but it's really annoying, and I really don't want feet on the cup holder. So what I figured it out, underneath here there's the heater radiator, and I guess I think that's what this is for the, because this has the heat in it. So in here it's got that, and it's really loose in there. You can see that move. That's absolutely noise. If I touch anything, like if I flick or hit the side here, you can hear that rattle. So when I get a certain RPM, there's like that resonance that just vibrates that in there, and it has this terrible rattle. It's annoying. So all I'm gonna do is, up in here there's a little bit of a gap. The other side there's not much of a gap. Doesn't lift up on this side as much, but what I'm gonna do is just take some of this oh shit, what's it called? It's just foam, weather stripping, 3/4 5/16 thick. It's a little thick, but I'll make it work. I'm gonna try to strip that in there, at least jam it up there so I take out some of that clearance. So let's try that and see how it works. Might be too long. So I'm just gonna put it on the side and just try to shove that up there. Don't want to tighten that up too much because it was already cracked a little bit where that is, but I can still hear it. I doubt that's gonna fix it, so I might have to take this whole thing off, but I'll give it a try first. And to take that off, it's just one screw and then it slides up off those tabs. Pretty easy. Alright, I think I've got that close. So I didn't really have to take this off. What happened is for that cubby, there was a screw in there, and then there's a There's a screw up in there, and then there's one of those plastic clips you just gotta pop out, and that came out. And then you have 1, 2, I think 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 and 9 up there, and that's, I think that's gonna come right out. Alright, so that's off, and this is what's causing the problem. This is your heater core, and I don't know what it's rubbing on. It's definitely rubbing on the plastic. I bet it's in between here. So I'm gonna I'll just try to put some rubber on that. This thing's leaking a little bit. That's probably where my coolant's been going. Just leaking ever so much. Alright, so I'm going to try to shove some foam up top and bottom in between that, and then in between this where that sits. Hopefully that's good. I think it sits. Actually, it sits on this bottom spot here. I actually never knew I had a heater for the feet on this side. It was just always closed. I know I've got one on this side, but I didn't know I had one here. That's good. Okay, where did I put that? I'm gonna try to put a little strip on the very back that hits against that wall. The top's really tight, so I just want to get something in there, so I gotta slide it in, so I can't use the tape. Oh yeah, there we go. I think that's gonna be a lot better. Put another small piece on the back side of this side. All right, I'll show you what I've got so far. So this is the heater core that was rattling. I think it's just hitting on that flimsy plastic tabs that are in there, mostly this side. So all I did is jam a piece of foam in there on the bottom, and it's hard to get the tape in there. So the top, I had to put 2 pieces of paper on both sides there and just slide it in. Hopefully it doesn't come out, but everything's nice tight. On the back side, I also put it there because I don't know where this is actually rattling, but I think it's just hitting on these tabs. And then so I did there, back side there. Then on the inside, this is flipped upside down, but I believe this is where it slides into. And yeah, we're gonna see, and did both sides, so it should hold that nice and tight. So now I'm gonna install this and we'll give her a test again. So I think I made a mistake. I thought it sat here and it actually sits here. You can see a little bit where it was rubbing there, so I assume that's where it is, and it might have been, that might have been the spot where it's rubbing. So don't put it down here, put it on the top spot. All right, let's try test number 2. That was a lot better. I heard this little tingy sound after, but I never noticed that before, probably because that was rattling too much, but I could hear that. But yeah, that absolutely worked. So if you're getting a noisy vibration from vibration or resonance, whatever, it seems like it's just at a certain RPM and speed I get to, so that's why I was going up the road slowly accelerating so I could get that in between that I would vibrate at, which is usually like 50 to 60 clicks, 70 clicks maybe. Once you went really fast, it would come out of it, and when you're going slow, you never heard it. So yeah, that's a lot better. I don't hear it at all. And yeah, before, what would fix it is if she would just rest her foot on there and it would go away. So I knew it was just something, just some loose clearances in there, something touching something and vibrating. And I think it was just the plastic on that radiator that was vibrating, and maybe that vibrating maybe loosened up my clamp over there, because I was losing coolant. And there's actually, the plastic is actually tilted, and there's a drain hole down there if you get any coolant leaks down there. So I never noticed it. I just noticed the other day when I was doing my oil change and stuff, or about to do my oil change, that my coolant was low. And I was like, well, that's weird. I hope that's nothing bad. And then I went and got my oil change kit and some coolant, topped it up, and I'm glad I noticed that. So that's an easy at mine. That was an easy fix. I hope that just tightening it helped. But yeah. So yeah, that's the problem with these Defenders. If you have a cab with heat, with the heat from Can-Am. Yeah, and also remember, you have a foot heater right there too. There. It's normally in the winter, I end up closing the tops and just have my floor heating the feet, because your feet get a little bit colder, but up top you're sweating to death because heat rises. But yeah, so that's cool. That's good to know. Happy about that. And I'll probably be doing a couple more things. I'll just show you quickly. I'm replacing these. These are just plastic clips they had in there, but they actually have the wiring right there attached to the plastic. So you can go buy your lights. I found some on Amazon aftermarket for 150 bucks. So I'm gonna have some nice your marker lights, and it's also a blinker if you want, with an amber blinker. So if you want to add a blinker kit, the wire's already there. I don't know if I will or not, but hey. And so I'm going to be doing that, installing LED lights. And then this is my box right here. I just threw these in just because I carry wood out, the woods, and usually when I'm getting up to here, it wants to fall out, so that's going to be great. One other thing I might do, add to this, is if you're piled wood, I end up having to take most of the wood out of the back, and then I'm able to dump the rest of it. So what I think I'm gonna do is have a swap out linear actuator. I found one. It's about 450 pounds. Should lift this box no problem, because I can almost do it with the wood in there. I just don't know. Oh yeah, that goes to metal, so that should be all right. So yeah, and then it's just gonna be a 12 volt, and then a little winch button up and down. So that might be a future project. So stay tuned, watch for that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope that helps.